Are you looking for the best electric kettles? In this video we will look at some of the best electric kettles on the market. Before we get started with our video, we have included links in the description, so make sure you check those out to see which one is in your budget range. Starting at number 1. Fellow Stagg EKG Electric Kettle. The Fellow Stagg EKG is, without question, the gold standard of electric kettles. It's been a strategist favorite since it came out several years ago and has held that regard since, through multiple updates to our best gifts for tea lovers and coffee lovers roundups, and yet again when I set out to consult the experts for this piece. With the exception of 2 people, everybody told me the Stagg EKG is the best of the best. One simply didn't mention it, and the other said he appreciates a lot about it but prefers the way other kettles feel in his hand. The Stagg EKG is more expensive than most on this list, but not so much more expensive that the price lessened its ranking. There's just too much praise surrounding it. It heats quickly and allows you to adjust the temperature setting in 1-degree increments, explains Jared Morrison, co-founder and co-CEO of Sightglass Coffee in San Francisco. It will even regulate and hold at your temp preference, which is super useful and convenient. Marco Suarez, one of the owners of Methodical Coffee in Greenville, South Carolina, mentions that it turns itself off as a safety feature after it's been left sitting for longer than an hour. I've had mine for maybe 5 years, and it's still in great shape, he says. Many called out its precise pouring ability thanks to the gooseneck spout, granted, a feature found in multiple models on this list, and everyone noted that it's the most attractive of the bunch. For an object you're going to have sitting on your countertop day in and day out, there is no one else that really touches Fellow in terms of looks, says Suarez. The design is amazing, agrees Kyle Ramage, co-owner of Black & Amp, White Coffee Roasters in Raleigh, North Carolina. It's sturdy and eloquent. Finally, tea writer Sarah Shackett, who owns the copper version, one of 9 sophisticated styles, loves that it makes for a nice presentation if she's serving tea to a group. If you love the look of the Stagg EKG but don't want to spend so much, my boyfriend bought this strikingly similar looking electric kettle for us last winter before I started working at Strategist, and before I had ever heard of Fellow. It comes only in matte black, but it has exact temperature control and hold as well as a streamlined pour, and it has held up with frequent use. At number 2. Bonavita Variable Temperature Electric Kettle. If you don't particularly care about design, several experts mention the Bonavita electric kettle as being just as operationally and technically impressive as the Stagg EKG. It does all the same things, it's just less form-focused, says Ramage. But it's also less expensive. Indeed, you'll save $59 if you go this route without giving up the temperature precision and hold. Ken Nye, owner of 9th Street Espresso, likes that the controls are simple and intuitive, and even thinks the Bonavita has a slight edge over the Stagg EKG beyond the lower price. The larger capacity and faster flow rate are both helpful when using the kettle for things other than pour-over coffee, he says. Precise temperature control. With our Bonavita 1.0-liter digital variable temperature gooseneck kettle you can time, maintain and control water temp from 140 degrees to 212 degrees Fahrenheit for the perfect brew, every time faster boil for best brew. With down-to-the-degree temperature control, this 1000W kettle gives you heated water quickly to steep tea or brew coffee. With its sleek digital display, you can time your water and maintain heat for up to 1 hour consistent hot water. Hold button heats and amp, holds temp. For up to 60 minutes, use the temperature set button for quick access to preset brewing temperatures, adjustable in 1-degree increments between 140-12F, 60-98C, your perfect pour. Gooseneck spout provides precise pour control and kettle's easy grip handle keeps your pours steady. Made of brushed stainless steel and BPA-free plastic with a commercial and household UL rating, measures 11, LX7, WX7.5, H. Brew with Bonavita. Our brews create enriching and delicious coffee experiences. Without fuss, as your trusted home barista, our appliances are designed to fit with all kitchen decors and deliver great brews all day, every day, cup after cup. At number 3. Hario V60 Buono Power Kettle. Hario was the original creator of this type of spout, and though more advanced gooseneck kettles have since come out, it still commands a lot of respect, cited by several of our pros as a solid choice. Suyog Modi, co-founder of Brooklyn's Driftaway Coffee, has had his for about 8 years. And if you're looking to get a temperature that will work for coffee, you don't have to overthink it, just boil the water, wait a minute, and then pour it, he instructs. James McCarthy, Modi's colleague and coffee educator at Driftaway, is also a fan. I like the feel of it. It's easy to handle. While none of the professionals I talked to called out the look of the Hario in particular, I think it's quite attractive. Former strategist writer Leah Munsey, who's an avid tea drinker, owns one and agrees wholeheartedly. I mean, just look at that little wavy handle, she says. Sometimes I just stare at it. At number 4. OXO Adjustable Temperature Kettle. McCarthy called out the OXO gooseneck as his personal favorite, and price-wise, it's just about the same as the Bonavita. But OXO also makes this larger version with a standard pour spout, equipped with the same base as the gooseneck. It allows for temperature adjustments down to the degree and holds that temperature for up to 30 minutes. Of course, the glass body allows you to see how much water is inside, and the overall design is quite sleek, harder to find, in my opinion, when it comes to the larger models. Finally, the silicone on the bottom of the kettle itself allows you to set it down on any surface without worrying about damage. Elegant and durable, the OXO Brew cordless electric kettle boils water faster than the microwave and safer than the stovetop. Features include auto shut-off, stay-cool handle, easy-to-read measurement markings and a soft open lid. The kettle heats on a 360 degrees swivel base, is cord-free when removed from the base and has an insulated bottom for easy transport. Note, voltage is 120V/60Hz. At number 5. Cosori Electric Glass Kettle. If you're not fussy about the idea of temperature control and want something with a larger body and wider pour spout than the Hario, this Cosori kettle was a favorite among strategist readers in a previous version of this story. It has the Amazon rating to back that up, 4.7 stars with more than 11,000 reviews, with buyers seeming particularly pleased with the materials it's made from. Impressive, given the affordable price. With glass walls and a stainless steel filter, it produces clean hot water that has virtually no contact with any plastic parts, says one buyer. Beyond that, it boasts an automatic shut-off with a light indicator that lets you know when your water is done boiling, a plus if you happen to be sitting across the room, and an opening wide enough to allow for easy cleaning. At number 6. KitchenAid Electric Kettle. Recipe developer and content creator Solar L. Whaley says this electric kettle looks enough like a stovetop model that one morning her mom, whom she gifted one to, was so sleepy, she literally put it on a burner and ruined it. Luckily, L. Whaley has never done the same with her own in the 6 years she's owned it, but she does appreciate its old-timey retro vibes, along with its no bells and whistles functionality. While that means you can't see the water level and there's no temperature control, it perfectly suits L. Whaley's main needs, making tea. She's not fussy about exacting degrees, and using a bit of boiling water for cooking, whether deglazing a pan, finishing off undercooked rice, or giving a head start to water for potatoes or pasta. The compact KitchenAid electric kettle is built for speed, and quietly boils water in minutes. Single-wall stainless steel design has a removable lid for easy filling, an aluminum handle, rotating base, plus a removable lime scale filter in pouring spout. At number 7. Breville Tea Maker. This recommendation comes courtesy of a strategist story written a couple of years ago by contributor David Schwartz, a recommendation that, when I checked in with him all this time later, still holds up. He's been a regular tea drinker his whole life, but the ritual changed for the better when he received this, undeniably high-end, electric kettle as a gift. It'll cost you a pretty penny, but it very well might be worth the investment. It brews tea at custom temperatures depending on leaf type and flavor strength, Schwartz writes, but what differentiates this from less expensive alternatives is something that almost all run-of-the-mill coffee makers do: it brews automatically at any time of day without you having to do anything but pour in the tea. The Breville's pièce de résistance is a metal mesh basket that robotically dunks loose leaves in boiled water for the exact steeping time and then removes them, resting above the water's surface to prevent too bitter brews or totally weak souse. At number 8. Cuisinart CPK17 PerfecTemp Cordless Electric Kettle. The PerfecTemp for every occasion. Equipped with 1500 watts of power for fast heating, this electric kettle brings up to 1-2/3 liters of water to a rolling boil in a matter of minutes. Better than that, it offers 6 different preset heat settings, which allows for steeping tea at just the right temperature depending on the variety. Using the simple one-touch controls on the kettle's handle, select 160 degrees Fahrenheit for delicate teas, 175 degrees Fahrenheit for green tea, 185 degrees Fahrenheit for white tea, 190 degrees Fahrenheit for oolong tea, 200 degrees Fahrenheit for French press coffee, and boil for black tea or to make instant cocoa, oatmeal, noodles, and more. Cuisinart CPK17 PerfecTemp Cordless Programmable Kettle. The control panel also offers blue LED indicators, a Start button, and a Keep Warm button, which will maintain the set temperature for 30 minutes. For added convenience, the kettle's 360-degree swivel base allows for pouring without the hassle of a power cord getting in the way, and its memory function makes it possible to remove the kettle from its base for 2 minutes without it shutting off or losing its place in the heating process. Other highlights include a Stay Cool non-slip handle, an Open button for lifting the lid, a blue backlit water window with measurement marks, a concealed heating element to prevent mineral buildup, a removable /washable scale filter, a dripless pour spout, and boil-dry protection with auto shutoff for safety. A user manual with recipes comes included. The kettle measures approximately 8-1/5 by 9-4/5 by 12 inches and carries a 3-year limited warranty. Parts and benefits. Dripless pour spout with splash guard keeps counters dry. Removable scale filter for clean water. Easy open lid for quick and easy filling. Lid release button. Preset temperature controls with indicators. Delicate, 160 degrees Fahrenheit, green, 175 degrees Fahrenheit, white, 185 degrees Fahrenheit, oolong, 190 degrees Fahrenheit, herbal, 200 degrees Fahrenheit, black, boil, 212 degrees Fahrenheit, French press, 200 degrees Fahrenheit. Start, stop, with indicator to start /stop the heating process. Keep warm with indicator maintains the selected temperature for 30 minutes. Water window for a clear view of water level. Stay cool handle designed for comfort. Power base with 360 degrees swivel for cordless convenience. Product overview. 1.7 liter capacity. 6 preset temperatures. 1 touch controls with blue LED indicators. 30 minute keep warm option. Memory feature allows kettle to be lifted off base for 2 minutes without shutting off or losing its place in the brewing process. 1500 watts for fast heat up. Blue backlit water window. 360 degree swivel cordless connector. Stay cool non-slip handle. Concealed heating element to prevent mineral buildup. Removable /cleanable scale filter. Auto shut off and boil dry protection. Limited 3-year warranty. Special features. Memory feature. The kettle features an internal memory that lets you leave the kettle off the base for up to 2 minutes without it going into standby mode. When returned to the base, it will restart the heating and / or keep warm cycles right where they left off. Keep warm mode. Keep warm is the kettle's default function that automatically maintains selected temperature for 30 minutes. If you have selected the boil preset, your unit will hold a temperature just below boiling during the keep warm cycle. To bring water back to a rolling boil, press the start button twice. Keep warm can be turned off by pressing the keep warm button at any time before or during the heating cycle. Boil dry protection. Your kettle is equipped with boil dry protection. If it starts heating without enough water in the unit, the heater will automatically shut off to avoid damaging the heating element. The lights will flash and the unit will beep to alert you. Once the kettle has cooled down, lift it off the base, then replace it to reset and restart the heating cycle. The quickest way to cool down the heater is to fill the kettle with cold water. However, you can also wait for it to cool down by itself. Sleep mode. If the unit is not in use for 5 minutes, it will revert to sleep mode. The heater and all lights will be off, but your last selections will remain in the unit's memory. To turn the kettle back on, simply press any button, or lift it up and then return it to the base. At number 9. Chantal Oslo Electric Kettle. Strategist senior writer Lisa Corsolo had coveted the out-of-her-price range fellow Stagg kettle for a long time, but then she saw this equally stylish one and decided to buy it. "I just thought it was so nice looking," she says, and much more in line with her and her partner's style than the previous big one she owned when she lived with roommates. She also calls the Chantal blissfully uncomplicated to use. You simply fill it up and press down on a single button. The cord wraps into the base for neat storage, it holds a lot of water, and the handle has a comfortable grip.